Kinshasa, DR Congo, April 6th, 2025.
Voiture régie des eaux. On a un bureau et régie des eaux. Donc, j'ai allé le dimanche, le 6 avril 2025.
Également, voilà, voilà. Donc, et les spectateurs et les passants.
Heavy downpours in the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, Kinshasa, have killed around 30 people while wreaking havoc across the Central African megacity, an official told AFP on Sunday. Floods overwhelmed the Ndjili River in Kinshasa, destroying roads and homes, stranding motorists, and causing water and power outages. Officials blame illegal housing and human activity for worsening the disaster. Kinshasa Governor Daniel Bumba Lubaki said the water infrastructure had been affected, but that supply would be reinstated within 2 or 3 days. In a televised speech, he blamed illegal housing for some of the deaths and threatened to evict people from unplanned settlements. Hydrologist Dr Raphael Tshimanga Muamba said the river had been affected by human activity over time. These are anthropogenic actions where rivers are degraded. Their dimensions no longer represent their initial capacity to contain floods, he told AFP. After the rain poured down overnight from Friday to Saturday, rising waters devastated several outlying and impoverished suburbs of the metropolis of some 17 million people, with some residents forced to navigate the streets by canoe. There are many wounded who have been evacuated, and for the moment we are in the 30s for the number of dead, Patrician Gongo Abakazi, Kinshasa's provincial minister of public health. The victims either drowned or were killed when the walls of their homes collapsed, the doctor added. The rising waters have paralyzed much of the haphazardly urbanized capital, cutting off traffic on National Road 1, Kinshasa's main thoroughfare, which leads from the city center to the airport. At around 2 p.m., we suddenly noticed that the water was rising in the plot, and it just kept getting higher. As a precaution, we took the children to flee, as it was difficult to get through, said Orline, a resident of the Messina commune in the east. In the eastern Debenham district, waters swallowed up dozens of cars, forcing some residents to swim or paddle in dugout canoes, AFP journalists saw. Some victims were trapped in the upper levels of their homes after water invaded their ground floors. The water has reached 1.5 meters high. We have just managed to save ourselves. The rest is trapped in our homes, said Christophe Bola, a resident of the Ndanu quarter in the Limite commune. Flooding caused huge traffic jams in a city where chronic congestion is the norm. Several residents told AFP journalists they were angry at what they saw as a tardy and inadequate reaction by the authorities. The neighboring Congo Central province was also hit by the deluge. Flooding frequently proves deadly in Kinshasa, which sits on the banks of the Congo River, Africa's second largest after the Nile. Poor maintenance and inadequate sewage systems have left drainage pipes blocked by rubbish in many poorer neighborhoods. Those living in makeshift shacks and quarters with unpaved streets are especially at risk. Authorities are now working to assess the full scale of the damage, while emergency teams continue rescue and recovery operations in the worst affected zones. Calls have been made for improved urban planning and investment in drainage systems to prevent further tragedies in a city where informal settlements are increasingly vulnerable to climate-related disasters. In 2022, at least 120 people were found dead in the capital after downpours caused landslides and flooding. Central Africa has been grappling with extreme downpours and thunderstorms since Thursday, notably in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. Some 6.9 million people in West and Central Africa were affected by torrential rains and severe flooding in 2024, according to data from the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs.
Bonjour à tous, voilà l'usine de régie des eaux, Ndjili gonflée. Le véhicule que vous voyez au-dessus du pont.